Let me ask you something. What if the peaceful life you want is not waiting for you in the future, but is quietly being built by the choices you make every day? Many people think peace means having no problems, no difficult people, and no stress. But real peace is often more personal. It comes from deciding what deserves your attention, what deserves your energy, and what you are finally willing to release. Maybe you have been carrying conversations that should have ended, responsibilities that are not truly yours, or habits that keep your mind constantly busy. Perhaps you have become so used to noise that silence feels uncomfortable. In this episode, we will explore how to create a calmer life by protecting your boundaries, simplifying your routine, caring for your body and mind, and learning when to step back. Stay until the end, because you will not only practice natural English, you will learn how to live with more clarity, intention, and peace. And if this lesson gave you something useful, you know what to do. With love, let's dive in. Could protecting your peace change your life? Peace begins with boundaries, because your mind cannot stay calm when everyone has unlimited access to you. When certain people repeatedly bring conflict, disrespect, pressure, or emotional exhaustion, creating distance can be an act of self-respect. This does not mean you have to hate them, attack them, or make a dramatic announcement. Sometimes, peace looks like replying less, explaining yourself less, or choosing not to enter another argument. The important question is not, how can I make this person understand me? It is, how much access should this person have to my life? That change in thinking can be powerful. You also need to become comfortable with saying no. Not every invitation needs a yes. Not every request needs your attention. Not every problem needs your involvement. When you protect your time and energy, you create space for what truly matters. A peaceful life is not about pleasing everyone. It is about knowing what deserves your presence and what does not. Could a simpler routine calm your mind? Yes, because predictability can reduce the small decisions you have to make every day. When your mornings, work time, meals, rest, and bedtime have some structure, your mind does not constantly ask, "What should I do next?" A routine does not have to be strict or boring. It simply gives your day a gentle shape. You might wake up around the same time, begin without immediately checking your phone, work during a focused period, take real breaks, and create a calmer evening. These patterns can make life feel less chaotic. The same idea applies to your physical space. When your room is crowded with unfinished tasks and unnecessary things, your attention may feel scattered too. You do not need a perfect home. You need an environment that supports the person you want to become. Sometimes clearing one small space creates a surprising sense of relief, because external order can make internal clarity easier to find. What happens when you stop controlling others? You finally get some of your energy back. One major source of frustration is trying to change people who are not ready or willing to change. You can offer advice, support someone, encourage better choices, and speak honestly, but you cannot do another person's inner work for them. The more you fight to control their behavior, the more exhausted you may become. Peace grows when you recognize the difference between influence and control. You can control your response, your boundaries, your decisions, and the amount of access someone has to you. You cannot control their attitude, choices, opinions, or willingness to grow. This can feel uncomfortable because caring about someone often makes us want to rescue them. But sometimes the healthiest thing you can do is step back and allow people to face their own choices. letting go is not always giving up on someone. Sometimes it is refusing to lose yourself while trying to save them. Why does quiet feel so uncomfortable today? Because we have trained ourselves to fill every empty moment. A notification appears, we check it. A thought feels uncomfortable, we distract ourselves. A few minutes become available, we reach for a screen. But your mind needs moments when nothing is demanding your attention. Spending time in a quiet room, sitting outside, walking without constant entertainment, or simply looking around can give your thoughts room to settle. Walking is especially useful because your body moves while your mind has space to process what you have been carrying. You do not need a perfect meditation practice or a beautiful location. You can begin with a short, quiet walk. Protecting your sleep matters too. Rest is not wasted time. It supports your mood, patience, concentration, and ability to handle ordinary problems. And when morning and night are filled with endless scrolling, your mind rarely gets a clean beginning or ending. Sometimes, peace begins with something surprisingly simple, putting the phone down and allowing yourself to be still. Could your phone be stealing your peace? Yes, especially when it becomes the first thing you see in the morning and the last thing you see at night. Your mind needs a little space before it receives messages, news, opinions, and endless information. When you immediately reach for your phone after waking up, you may begin your day reacting to other people's lives instead of connecting with your own. The same thing happens at night. Constant scrolling can keep your mind active when it should be slowing down. You do not have to completely remove technology from your life. The goal is to use it intentionally instead of allowing it to use your attention. Try creating small periods when your phone is simply not part of the moment. Eat without checking notifications. Walk without constantly looking at a screen. Give yourself a quiet morning and a peaceful ending to the day. You may discover something important. Silence is not emptiness. Sometimes silence is where your mind finally catches up with you. Can a short walk really clear your mind? It can, because movement gives your thoughts a chance to slow down without forcing them to disappear. When you are sitting in the same place thinking about the same problem, your mind can easily go in circles. You replay conversations, imagine future situations, and question decisions you have already made. A simple walk can interrupt that pattern. You do not need to walk for hours or turn it into a difficult workout. Even a gentle walk can create a change in your environment and give your attention something different to notice. Look at the sky, notice the trees, listen to the sounds around you, and allow your thoughts to come and go. You may find that a problem feels different after 20 minutes of movement. Sometimes the answer does not appear because you think harder. It appears because you finally give your mind enough space to breathe. Walking can become more than exercise. It can become a quiet conversation with yourself. What if peace starts with your surroundings? Your environment can influence how you feel more than you realize. When your room is constantly messy, unfinished tasks are everywhere, and objects have no clear place, your mind may continue receiving small signals that something needs your attention. That does not mean every home must look perfect. Life is not a magazine photo, and you do not need to become obsessed with cleaning. The deeper idea is creating an environment that feels supportive rather than overwhelming. Put away what you no longer need. Clear the space where you work. Make your bed. Open a window when possible. Create one small area where you can sit without feeling surrounded by unfinished business. These simple actions can give you a greater sense of order and control, and that feeling matters. When your surroundings become calmer, it can become easier to focus on what is happening inside you. Sometimes cleaning your space is not just about removing physical mess, it is about making room for mental clarity. Why does saying no feel so difficult? Because many people secretly believe that saying no makes them selfish, rude, or disappointing. So they say yes when they are tired, yes when they are busy, and yes when they simply do not want to do something. Then they wonder why they feel exhausted. A peaceful life requires you to understand that your time and energy are limited. Every yes has a cost, even when that cost is invisible. When you agree to something unnecessary, you may be saying no to rest, focus, family, personal goals, or simply having a quiet evening. Saying no does not always need to sound harsh. You can be respectful and still be firm. You can say, "I appreciate you asking, but I cannot do that right now." You do not need a long explanation every time. The more comfortable you become with healthy boundaries, the less pressure you may feel to keep everyone happy. Peace grows when you stop treating every request as an obligation and start choosing carefully where your energy belongs. Could letting go be the final piece of peace? Sometimes yes, because peace becomes difficult when you keep trying to control what is already outside your control. You cannot control what someone thinks about you. You cannot force someone to understand your intentions. You cannot make another person change, and you cannot rewrite something that has already happened. What you can control is what you carry forward. You can decide whether an old argument deserves another hour of your attention. You can decide whether someone's opinion should define your confidence. You can decide whether yesterday's disappointment gets to control today's mood. Letting go does not mean pretending that nothing happened. It means accepting that some things cannot be changed and choosing not to let them occupy your mind forever. A peaceful life is not a life without problems. It is a life where problems do not receive unlimited access to your attention. So protect your sleep, simplify your days, choose your people carefully, spend time in silence, and remember, peace is not something you find, it is something you practice. And if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss the next lesson. Your support means so much. It keeps this space alive and growing. With love. Thank you for being here, and I can't wait to continue this journey with you.